the big news is Optic didn't get a spot, FaZe didn't get a spot, G2 didn't get a spot. I'm trying to think what else. Who else didn't get a spot from NA that people thought would? TSM did not get a spot. The reported teams from NA that got in, EG, C9, Sentinels, Energy, and 100 Thieves. Those are the 5. That's it. So everybody else from NA did not get a spot. I don't know about T1. I think T1 probably got a spot in Korea. I would imagine DRX did too. But the fact that there's only 25 pro players in the actual league is crazy. Yeah, xset and the guard both did not. So basically, all that means to me is performance meant nothing. Look at EG's performance. Like, EG's had not a good team since the start of Valorant, but they have a very good community. They've been around forever. They have they go back years and years and years, and their brand is like very positive. They have a League of Legends team. So, you know, performance didn't really matter at all. Otherwise Optic would have gotten in, right? That there's only going to be 25 like tier 1 pro players in the league this first year. A lot of players that deserve a spot probably are not going to have a spot. They're going to be teamless, and they're going to have to be playing through tier 2. So all of a sudden, I think it's kind of a mistake to only have 5 NA teams, because there's definitely more teams that deserve it. I would say like 10, but it makes it a very, very vicious space right now, where like if you underperform, then bro, you are out. I think it will be way more cutthroat than it ever has been. If you have one underperforming player and you're not winning, cut him, get somebody else in there. I think it's going to be rough to be a pro. And trust me, as I was a pro for over 10 years, the space was already cutthroat. And the second that the community turns on you, you're like cut. I think it'll be even more cutthroat now, because there's only 25 spots for players. And it seems like most people are saying, most of the leaks and most of everybody are saying like almost every team are going to make roster changes and get upgraded. So the question is, if you're like a tier 1 pro, if you are on a tier 1 team and you are a tier 1 player, but you don't have a spot in the league, what do you do? Do you play through tier 2 and you go through like the promotion, or do you try to be like a 6-man for, I mean, I don't know how. It's just going to be so weird. It's going to be so weird, man. I'm interested to see how it turns out, but I also think that it was a little bit of a mistake to do it how they're doing it this first year. Seems like most people are in the same boat too. I don't think there's anyone that's like, oh man, this franchising thing is going to be so good for the scene. Like maybe long term, but I think initially it's going to be very bad. And just coming from like a player perspective, it's going to be rough, man. It is going to be rough. It'll be interesting also to see how the salaries change too, because usually when it's like this, the actual teams that are in the league are paid way more than the tier 2 scene.